Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I just want to review this trade because it definitely was an excellent trade. We're going to break it down, but here we go. $1,277 we made on one trade on NVDA. This was beautiful. I just want to break it down. Let's go over the buy and the sell. As you can see here, we bought around 10:05 and we held this trade for 7 minutes and sold almost exactly 1 point above, which made us $1,272. So that puts us up year to date $36,284. So let's break it down. 10:05 we made this trade. I'm going to break down the exact entry and why I did it. So just looking at it here on the 1 day 1 minute pattern, you have this massive sell-off. And look where my entry is. It doesn't get much better than this. Look at the time up here. We're going to zoom in on this. And this was just, I made this trade and I knew I had to hold. And I'm going to go why. I'm going to tell you why. So first, just looking at it right here, I marked out this level a few days ago. And yesterday I marked out the 125 range. I said if it goes to 125, we are bouncing here. We had an area of consolidation right here. We had this resistance right here. Consolidation right in this area. This is all the 125 range, and I bought the first time it went back to 125. So once it did that mark, I had to go in. I had no choice but to take the trade, and that's how you should do it when you mark your levels. So let's break it down. Let's get right into it, not waste any time here. So here's our entry here at 10:05. You can follow along with this key on the top left. 10:05 I entered right in this candle right here, this candle. And I knew I was golden because look at that RSI. RSI is 17 on the mark right here. 17 on the mark, just sold off from 129 all the way down to about 17, 18 on the RSI, which was excellent. That's the low of day right there. And it bounced right off of there. I had an entry at 124.82. So I was in right around here. And I told myself I have to hold this trade. So I held all the way through these candles up until 10:12, 10:13, and I sold right up in here. So that was a nice entry. I'm going to show it on Webull because I think it's going to make more sense showing it there. But looking right here, you can see this is so much easier to trade. Just show you on this. So if you look at right here, you can see the nice pattern that we bought in here. So here's 10:05, right in this wick right here. And it was holding that $half whole dollar, bought in 124.82, and then held through this trade and started curling back up, and then took my profits right here at 10:12. Now I could have kept going in and out, but one trade for the day. I made my daily goal. I was happy with it. I was potentially thinking that this would go and make a V-shaped recovery back up here, but the whole QQQ was red. So I decided to let it go, and I didn't rebuy the dip at 125. That would have been a nice re-entry right here in this candle, but I chose not to take the trade and just walk away for the day. But I looked at the RSI went down to less than 20 on the 5 and the 1 minute. So for me, that was just a no-brainer. Had to take the trade. And I'm going to show it here on the 5 minute as well, just so you can see. The 5 minute, let me just bring this up. The 5 minute was just showing as well, just below 10:05, 10:06, just for the RSI as well. So it was just a no-brainer. But here we go. Sorry about the delay, it was just loading. So here you go. So the 5 minute right here, you can see the 5 minute is reading at 19 as well at 10:05 in this candle. And then if you look at the 5 minute here, look at this thin wick from 124.6 to 125, all thin. The seller's getting worn out, buyers coming in, and then boom, this green candle, the first 5 minute candle to make a new high. That's how I knew I was in the green, and sold right into this candle. So I'm watching the 1 minute and the 5 minute as I'm trading this. So for me, this was a beautiful trade. I knew as I entered this trade it was going to be good, and that's why I decided to hold instead of trying to scalp. I said let it ride for me, let it run, and I got to take some gains here. And then the reason I was so hesitant was because the 5 minute, you can see this pink line right here. This pink line is the VWAP, and it just kept continuously bouncing off of it and rejecting, and that's why I was scared to take another long position, because I wasn't sure if we were going to pump and then just dump back down. So that was the trade on that. All right, so looking at this, I just want to map it out for tomorrow, my plan. And I think you should just be really weary and just watch this 125 level. I drew out this candle yesterday in the last video, and I said this has the potential to break. Now that this is broken, it is retesting a key level here in the yellow right here at 124.6. So we just have to be very careful and see, are we going to push lower? If we push lower below this level, we are going to make a move back down to 120. So you have to see, is NVIDIA going to hold this level here? So this is very important. We have to just keep an eye on it, because if it breaks this, it's going to 120. And if it breaks 120, it's going to 113. Probably about 115. Probably 5 points at a time it's going to start shedding. So definitely just keep an eye on it and be careful if you are day trading this. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm watching this level. I'm going to see what tomorrow opens up as. Are we going to shoot back up again and just consolidate in this 125 to 130 range? Or are we finally going to make a decision and actually start selling off back down to 120? So that's what we're looking for. That's what I want to keep an eye on. Let me know what you're thinking if you're trading this. I've been trading the same stock every single day for the last 2 weeks. So I feel like NVIDIA, I just know like the back of my head. And I'm just trading within these zones and trading their first new low at support and resistance areas, which is 124, which you can clearly see. Just if you're a newer trader, it's like, how am I finding these? Well, you can see it right here. There's a touch right there. There's a touch right here. And then now we have the new touch, which is right here. And that's how I'm marking it. Very simple trading, just buying those support and resistance levels and looking for them right there. And then just being the first buyer in there when it comes down there, and then just scalping for the victory. So definitely just keep an eye on it. That's what we're looking for. And we're just going to see, is it going to continue holding, or are we going to snap tomorrow night in the morning at 0400 and just make a new low here? So definitely keep an eye out. Let me know if you're doing this trade or not.